What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Man, hope everybody out there is doing well today as we start a new week. Middle of October looks like it. Um, my day is going good. Decent day in the market today, but I almost blew up my account, y'all. That's no joke. I almost blew up my cash account today, not even knowing it. I gotta do some looking into Ninja Trader. I said I wasn't taking no trades yesterday, or early this morning, like that 2-3 o'clock trading range. But what I did was I pulled my laptop out while I was at work last night, just looking at what the market was doing. Again, no plans on taking any trades, and got off work about midnight, closed my laptop up, came home. I went to sleep because I said I don't want to take any trades. So I don't even want to look at my charts from that 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock when I'll wake up for whatever reason. But my alarm clock went off at 6:30. I sat down at the computer at 6:30. At the time, I didn't even catch it, but I was in a trade. And I don't know how this trade ended up triggering, but it could have been ugly. Had the market continued in the direction it was going, it literally could have wiped my account out. It didn't have a stop on the order. So it wasn't the typical order. Like, because normally if I take an order, it's putting brackets in it automatically. Bracket on the top for a target, bracket on the bottom for the stop. I do not take a trade without brackets automatically being in the system. I'm not one of those that take the order and then I put my brackets in. Nothing against that, but that's not what I do. I need my brackets to be in there the minute that I take my trade. And the way that I have my layout set up, it does that. So for this order to hit the system, I'm perplexed. I am perplexed. But when I sat down at like 6:30, 6:45, found a decent entry. I took the trade. Trade made money. Took some more trades a little later on, and then I went and I looked at the trade report, and I saw that I started the morning off down, and I'm like, I don't remember taking any red trades. So let's go ahead. Let's take a peek at the we'll look at the trade performance report. Let's see, I still have, let me close these out. I don't know where they're there for. Oop, oop. There's one more somewhere. If you're seeing these blocks, that's like blocking out information. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at this, y'all. Notice I started the morning off down. They were small losses, but it equated up to being down $100. Let's come over here and look at the entry time. This is something else that I need to figure out what's going on with Ninja Trader. These times are off by an hour. So it's showing that I got in a trade at 1:33. I was fast asleep at 1:33. First trade that I took, 650. 650. Added to it at 604. 604. And then I got out of these trades at 640. And notice it got me out of these trades at 640. Because I just closed the position. So I didn't know that I was in some MNQs already. I didn't know. Exits these out, taking those losses. And then look at what I made on the actual trades that I was taking. I was maxed unrealized 95. I made 93. Maxed unrealized 144. Made 140. 144. I made 140, 190, 182. Made 177. So these were good trades. These were good trades that I took. Came back, took another trade. This is 9:33. Like I say, these times, I got to go inside a NinjaTrader and see why the times on this report is off, but the times on the chart is accurate, because I just noticed it today. And really, I noticed it when I be doing my recaps, because I'll mention a time and I look at the chart and it doesn't match up. I really caught it today because I knew what time that I sat down to take trades, and it was 6:45. But took another trade at 8:30. Maxed unrealized 14. I made 13.30. This was one contract. That one there, maxed unrealized 58, made 55. That was 4 contracts. Once I got green here, I just started taking one MNQ. So at 11:50, I took one. At 12:33, I took one. Was maxed unrealized was 20. It was a red trade, and I kind of added down. So this was a part of that trade. And then the last trade I took was right at an hour ago, 128. This one I did take with size because I liked the trade. Maxed unrealized 57. Ended up getting out of it making 54. But let's go ahead. Let's switch on over to the charts. I want to look at this red trade that I took and just see really what it was. Other thing that I noticed with NinjaTrader, the amounts be kind of crazy. But it looked like over here on the tick chart, I show where that entry was at. Like I said, it was at 130. If you've been watching my videos, you know darn well I am not going long with the fast below the slow, below the 60, below VWAP, below the 200. There is no way I'm taking that. Let's find it over here on the actual 2-minute chart. We get the same picture. This is setting up for a perfect short. And that's what it did. It dropped, but then look here. It ripped back up. So had I woke up and caught this, I would have been excited. And look at what time it was, right around 2:30, 2:45. But again, I said I am not going to get up and trade this time of morning anymore. So let's go ahead. Let's head on over to where we actually took a trade at. So there we go. We got it pulled up on the 2-minute chart. We'll go ahead, pull it up on the tick chart. So I'm asleep, and I'm sleeping through all of this, not even knowing that I am in a trade. Another thing, I had loaded TRADERVUE on my phone as well as NinjaTrader. Since I'm trading my cash account, I'm not sure. I might have somehow put an order in, but again, it wouldn't have been me putting it in and it triggering. It would have been put in earlier when I was looking at my when I was at work, because by the time I loaded NinjaTrader and TRADERVUE on my phone, I was not trading. But let's go ahead. Let's look at these trades that I did take this morning. As always, I'm entering off of the tick chart usually, and I'm entering it based off of information that I am finding on either the 15, the 2-minute, or the hourly. These down here just look ugly with these trend lines going everywhere. But I sat down about 6:40, 6:45, my alarm clock went off, and I noticed that, look right there, we got that crossover that I like. I call it the cross through the pairs. Crossing through these pairs, 10 and 20 moving average. So this right here would be a good entry. Let's see where 10 points is. 105. We need to go down to, or call it 106, need to go down to 0.96. So stop would have been up under this pivot right here. I would have liked to seen it down below this pivot, but would have been down below that pivot for this cross. Makes the move, pulls back, and then we get a trend above it. So again, I wasn't at the desk to see this, but I came and I saw this pulling back above the 200. I took one position right here. That was 3. If you look down bottom left, it wasn't a full position, just 3 MNQs. This kind of makes this move up and it pulls back. And I take another entry right there. And let's highlight that one. This one looks to be full. That was 5. Stop is going to be below this pivot. I put like a little dotted line right there. That's where my stop was at. This came down, and then we get the rip. Let's just kind of play it out, and let's see where we get out at. Nice, solid move. Get out as this is breaking VWAP and then pulling back because I had my stop chasing it. And notice it has the 2 exits. So this is the exit. Yeah, it's showing right here. So this is my exit for these because stops are in place. And then I close out of those others when I see it's still moving. So that's where that exits out at. So solid trade right there. That, let me do the numbers on just those trades real quick. 93, 141, so that's 230. Add 177. Man, killer. Yeah, that was a killer trade right there. Solid, solid trade. How many points is that? 123 up to 126, about 23 points on a full position and then on a half position. So that was a solid trade. Market does its thing. I didn't trade this 8 o'clock session. Had to go pick some shirts up, so wasn't at the desk. Market just doing its thing. Let's just take a look at it. Right here, we get a little pseudo cross, comes back, tested, and now we're in that stack position, fast above the slow, above the 60. This is good for longs until it breaks this 60. Breaks it, gets right back above it, continues higher, breaks it, pulls back, we get a retest, doesn't hold it, and then we get chopped. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Again, I'm not seeing any of this. I don't get back home till about 9:25-ish. I guess, yeah, about 9:25, but I don't sit down at my desk right away. And then finally pull the computer up, pull the charts up, and I notice we're coming down to test the 60. So I take an entry right here. Let's highlight that. Looks like 4 contracts. Yep, if you look down at the bottom, 4 MNQs. This thing makes this nice move up, trailing my stop, and I get out right there. Let's look at the numbers on that one. So 14 unrealized, 58 unrealized. So unrealized, I was up about 72, and I got out making 68. So solid trade there. Kind of just padding the account. And this thing does continue higher. Like I said, on these pullbacks, these offer entries. And let's do it. We didn't look at the numbers on this one. 205. Let's see where 195 is at. 195 is right there. Given this 10 points, my stop would have been there. That's well below these pivots right here, which is what I would have been using as a stop, those pivots. Same thing, if this came back and I enter right here, I'm going 10 points off of 110, so 200. It's going to get me below this pivot, but not quite that pivot. But this thing just grinds. Look at this, man. It just grinds higher. That is beautiful. Finally comes and it breaks the 60. Tries to come back up and get above it. It doesn't. Look for this to come back down to this 200 because this cross of these pairs, it works whether it's going in an up or a downtrend. Comes down, comes back up, tries to get back over the 200. It doesn't. And now we start getting like this little W bottom. We get a triple bottom. And then there's the cross to go back higher. So when this crosses 235, let's see where 225 is at. Yeah, well below this triple bottom. And now you can just play this back up. Said 235. This goes up to about 250. 15 points in that move, not bad. But let's keep going. Where do we take our next trade at? 1048. Or actually 1148 because this is off by an hour. So I'm gonna just kind of scroll through. You can just kind of see how the chart was moving. At this point, don't really have any plans to take any trades, but let's go right there. That's a nice like W cross. This is something I've been noticing too. When it crosses in a down and then you get the cross going back up. Another beautiful, beautiful pattern. Let's keep going. Like I said, no trades coming through there. Looking for 1148. Let's keep going. And keep going, keep going. But now you can just kind of see how this trade is moving. And I would be watching it from that point right there because that's actual pattern that the trade would be doing. And here we go. We're coming up close to 1148. There we go. Man, sweet, sweet, sweet. That's what I like to see. Decent entry. A little late though, but that's that cross through the pairs. I'm calling the 10 and the 20 moving average the pairs. This thing crosses through. Right here would have been the better entry. Let's do some numbers. 278. Let's see where 268 is at. 268 is right here. Putting it below this level would have been good to get it below the pivot. But again, a little late to the party. 275 would have been good, which would have gave us 265. 265 gets us below it. But entry, I'm trading this back up to the 200 moving average. It comes up, it touches it. I'm chasing my stop. Pulls back, stops me out. No harm, no foul. I'm good with that. But I am only in one MNQ right now. Because at this point, I don't want to do what I used to do in the Apex account and be sized in giving back green trades. If this trade would not have worked, I would have lost 20 bucks. And I would have been good with that. I would have lost 20 bucks. So let's keep moving. Next trade was at 1231. Now these will be the losing trades that I took. Let's come on over 1231. There we go. You notice these trend lines. These were not on the chart at the time that I took this trade. I drew these later based on something else that I was looking at, which was a higher low forming and a lower high forming, which was a wedge. Had this been drawn on the chart, clear not to go long right there. But I'm taking this 288. I'm going to give it 10 points, 1078. 1078 puts my stop right here. It's a good stop. This thing comes back down to the 60. We have been bouncing off of the 60, going higher. So I add one more here, trying to see if we can get that same bounce. We get below the moving averages, and this thing comes up, can't break them, pushes back down, and I have to take my stop. So I lose $20 on this one. That was risking 10 points. And then I lost $9.70 on that one, which is right, because normally on this one, I'm going to be risking about 5 points. That works out perfect to let you see. So Lost 30 bucks on this trade. Lost 30 bucks. Now, that's my red trade. I'm like, okay, I'm good. No more trades. But still sitting here kind of watching the chart. And this was the time that I drew this wedge. Stock is kind of wedging in between. With a wedge, when it breaks out to either the up or the downside, you normally going to see a decent move. You get this cross through the pairs, and wham, it goes. Nice little drop down. And then it makes this killer move. And at the same time I was in this trade, one of the gentlemen that hang out in the Discord, he was in the trade as well. Where my stop was at was his entry. Not this particular stop, but he was in at 280. He was looking for this to get back up to 300. His stop was 10 points off of 1080, so about 1070, which would have been right here. This came down, stopped him out, flushed out another 10 points, and ripped. Literally rips and gives him 300 where he wanted his target to be. My target was 300 as well. But we see another cross through the pairs right here, and it rips. Some people would say, like, you kind of missing this move down here, but do you really want to take this entry down here for this to come up and reject and push back down? I want to get in on this side of the trade when I'm seeing that cross come through there. But makes this nice move, just ripping. And we get the cross to the lower side. Trade that back down to the 200. Look what it does. It breaks down to the 200, chops around. Levels are meant to be broke, but do I want to sit in the trade? Maybe if I was in, let's say 10 MNQs coming down to right here and I got out of 8 of them, and then I might want to see if 2 more of them can run. That's not my real style of trading. Maybe something I might want to look into, but this thing flushes down. Nice, 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 nice. Keeps going. I take my last trade at 128. So we should see some arrows come on the screen. Let's keep going. And you notice the tick chart gives you a lot of candles for a very small amount of time. That's why I like the tick chart. I had put this on here because look, there's that cross through the pairs. That would have been a nice entry. I don't see that as it's happening. We make this move. We get back above the 200 moving average. And in the Discord, I make the comment, I'm about to go long and I'm going to trade this back up to 270. Reason I'm only looking to get 270 out of it is because of this hourly price level line right there, which is that black dash line. I get in, makes the nice move, doesn't quite get up to 270. I'm chasing my stop behind it, comes tags me. Max unrealized was 57.50, and I make $54 on this trade. So solid trading today. Like I said, I need to go and figure out how I got in that trade though. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap that one up right there. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. And if you see, I'm wearing a bunch of different style Living My Dream shirts. Working on my website. I wanted to launch that thing a few days ago, but kind of getting held up getting the website ready to launch, trying to get some actual pictures of products on there. So be on the lookout in the next day or two for me to actually be posting the link to the website. I'll probably make a discount code that you can enter in being one of my YouTube subscribers, or even if you're not a subscriber, you can use that code as well. But it's gonna have my Living My Dream. It'll have my Hustle Hard and Travel shirts. It'll have my King of Daycation shirts. So if you want to support LMD Apparel, if you want to support your boy LMD, Please take a look at it once it does go live. It's not just shirts. I'll have like travel bags, travel flask. So if you like to partake in libations, um, get your flask to travel with. What else do we have on there? I said the bags, got the little drawstring bags. I have quite a few different items on there. Tumblers. So be on the lookout. That definitely is gonna go live this week. So on that note, I'm gonna wrap this one up and we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Peace.